Hello, I'm Cincinnati Man. I'm here to talk about The Forge. Um, a friend of mine's, shout out to James. He went to see it with his men's group, I believe. Um, from the church Light of the World. Look it up, Cincinnati Light of the World. Um, and he was very moved by it. Um, we were talking on the phone, and he told me that he had shed tears. He didn't tell me at what part of the movie he shed tears, but he did. And I did the typical male thing, like, "What you mean you shed tears? What are you talking about, man? Come on, like what?" And he was like, "I did," and we just moved on with the conversation. And I talked so much mess. I was like, "I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna be like, man, what is this? Let's go." And I seen the movie, and I enjoyed the movie. And I'm not gonna be on the fence with this. It is a Christian movie. I was raised Catholic. Uh and my favorite thing about the movie was to be of service to people, to try to your best to treat people. Um in the movie it said treat them as you want to be treated, you know, and you do your best to be at service and caring and try to foster an environment. That's the thing about the Forge. The Forge is through Christ how you create a positive environment to move forward in those principles to live a fulfilled life. It's not one of these things like, prosperity, money, all this stuff. No, it's very much you abide by the principles of the Lord, of God. Is this about men? You become a man. Um, you set goals for yourself. You also surround yourself in an environment of positivity and also accountability. That's the thing in life. There's not a thing where, yeah, positive. Accountability is almost separate. But how about you can put them together? There's positive. You got positivity and accountability, and then you move forward. You progress, but one has to be willing and accepting of that path. That's what the movie is about. They call it discipling. Um, there's a lot of people that go to church. Uh, be, Follow the Lord, but they don't want to take the next step and disciple, guide people to God, because there is rejection, because there is disappointment in people. Because human beings, I make a joke, humans gonna human. Some people lie, people steal, people are lazy. The main thing about Isaiah was he was lazy. He was lazy and he was angry. He was lazy with his mom, bring back the car on time. Lazy with his mom, helping with the groceries. Um, Lazy, going to work. He was disrespectful when he went to the coffee shop to try to talk to the girl and was looking at the dad like, "Well, I ain't trying to talk to you. I'm trying to talk to your daughter." And you know, it was very the movie. It it showed what happened when you consistently be there for someone with a lack of guidance, and then you help them steer them onto a right path that can enhance and make their life better. Um, James had made fun of me. He said, "Yeah, you gonna be like, when there ain't no boobs in this. Oh, I would have cussed the kid out. I would have did this. And it's funny. Recently, I thought I'm 40 years old, and I start thinking about people that's younger than me. They're gonna make mistakes. They're gonna do ignorant things. But you want to be there for them and tell them the right path, and hopefully you let them know like, hey, that wasn't cool, or hey, you should worry about this, you should worry about these set of principles in your life. um that they realize how foolish or silly or disrespectful they're acting sooner than later, than just leaving them alone to their own devices. That's what it made me feel like. um he told me he had cried at one scene. The scene that almost made me cry was the scene where you find out that Joshua forgave the man who killed his son in a drunk driving accident. You find out that he's part of the forge, because Isaiah's like, "Oh, how long you known him?" He said, "Oh, for 16 years or something, like 15 years," and he's like my best friend. And I almost cried. This movie has a lot of cries in it, and I kept it together. I'll tell you the truth. Shoot, the last time I cried was like no. Last time I cried was like when I thought Captain America was almost dead. But anyway, but no, I'll be serious. I'll be serious. I have gone. No one knows this. This is the first time I'm saying this because nobody knows it, or people I told forget. The times I've almost been close to tears is when I've been to the Light of the World Church, and they had people that come up and give their testimonies. I've been a few times, like Easter or some holiday. James was like, "Oh, come out to the," and I'll go and I'll sit somewhere where I ain't around everybody, because I came at a different time or whatever. They James and his family is at like the other side of the church, and I'm like on the other side. And I'm just like, I ain't gonna be like, "Hey, no, I'm just there." And people get a testimony of like getting through addiction or getting through miscarriages or getting through something, and they tell testimony and how the Lord helped them, and I'm just like, dang, like, wait a minute, I just came to listen to the gospel, and then get the crackers or get the bread, take a little sip of the tea, little sip of the wine, and then okay, I'll go about my day. But this stuff was woo, and that's what it kind of reminded me of the movie, like that part we found out about Joshua connecting with the guy that killed his son, and then the scene where Isaiah um was upset about his father, and then Joshua did the key thing. He listened. He listened, and then he spoke. Um, there were funny scenes in it, but for the most part, the thing I got out of this movie is number one, it's a Christian movie. Number two, like Joshua said at the end of the movie, um, the world that we live in today is, I'm paraphrasing, is advertising is really going for the children, for teenagers, for adults to do negative things. It is not an overall nurturing and positive environment. And and people in the church do need to go out and disciple, do need to go out and slowly build, or not slowly, he wants to multiply, to build, to create a community. And people in life, if they're struggling and they need change, um you have to find a community of positive uh, of positive and progression, but community of positivity. I didn't want to say it like that because I didn't want it to rhyme. That's not. I didn't want to do that on purpose. And if you think about it in life, think about in your life when you've been around people that were positive, people that wanted you to succeed, people that wanted you to be a better person. When I say succeed, I mean be a better person within yourself. Um, and give you those values and stuff. You felt the energy, you felt the vibe, but then it slowly went away because you weren't constantly berated, for lack of a better word, constantly soaking in that environment. And people say, "Well, why would you want to constantly do that?" Well, you're constantly getting everything else. You're constantly getting um hardcore music and hardcore movies and death and destruction and all this other stuff. And that's what it's a, you know. I mean, whew, I don't know. This is a, this isn't so much a review. This is more of a reaction to what I watched. That's the best way to explain this. I did enjoy the movie. I At first I was like, "Hey, they should have some more negative stuff in it to happen." But no, like we didn't need it. When I stepped back and thought about it, Isaiah lost his kid. You don't need no more stuff. Okay, okay. He almost lost his business. That was his thing. Um. Oh, Isaiah. Sorry, I'm sorry. Joshua lost his son. Isaiah. Joshua lost his son. Joshua almost lost his business. But Isaiah was dealing with how his mom was upset with him and his dad not being there, and then confronting his father, and then confronting his laziness, confronting everything else. You didn't need no over dramatic situation in order to build upon. Everybody in the forge was dealing with individual failures in it. But that's why they're there, to be given a guide in order to deal with that through the Lord, and also know that people are there for them when they need strength. You know, so I ain't gonna lie. Look, I hope there's a forge too. I really do. And hopefully we'll get that. I mean, they did that. Hey, toward when Isaiah was like, "Oh, I got a group of men and all this stuff," I thought he was forming the Avengers. I was like, "Wait a minute, are we doing the Avengers or something?" And then they did the after credit thing. I'm like, "Oh, come on, man!" When he was doing Isaiah, he must was in Joshua and Isaiah. Joshua was doing the Avengers thing, but I hope there's a force too. I'll check it out. Um, so that was my rant. That was my. This is, like I said, this is more my reaction than the review. Um, I'm Cincinnati man, and I'm out. I really enjoyed the movie. Take care.